Hello friends, Joanna here. I hope you guys are doing great. Recently did a new vintage, well actually new and vintage fabric haul, and I showed you guys some of our goodies, right? Some of our beautiful crochet and knitted pieces. So today I want to show you what we do with them and how we use them in our snippet rolls and in our journals. So this is just a quick tip. If you guys are interested to get started in looking for your local estate sales, I've listed the link again to the estate sale site, and get yourself started. These are perfect time. The winter months are a perfect time to get started, right? Because we're not going on vacation, we're not going to the beach, we're not doing anything, we're inside. Why not do a little shopping? I say shopping, and do it very economically where you're not spending a boatload of money. I showed you in my fabric and lace haul, I had gotten a big giant bag of vintage curtains and a couple of new items like dresses and stuff where I had gotten these goodies from. So for today, I want to just share with you some secrets of the trade. I do a lot of spilling of the beans, I know, but whatever. You guys, if you're getting started and let's say you found this crochet dress, and you're going to say, oh, it's so pretty, I would love to use it, but what do I do with it? I don't know. I paid 50 cents for this. Like, would you ever imagine, like, I got this whole bag for $20. So I am going to spill the beans today, and I'm going to give you some tips to make sure if you go to an estate sale or a Goodwill store and you see any of the items that I'm showing you, buy them, because look at all this fun stuff that we got out of all that lace and stuff. Look at all these pretty little gems, right? And all these little tiny little pieces are awesome because they just add so much to your journals, your snippet rolls. And again, I'm going to say it again, very economic way to make sure that you are, if you are planning to sell, because my goal is to get you guys to make stuff, make some money, or if you're just making this for yourself, friends or family, to do it economically, right? So that's my gig here. Okay. So if you say, I went to, just show you real quick, I had gotten this fabric, this crocheted lace, and I had shown you guys in my previous video. Make sure you check out our vintage fabric haul videos. You will get a lot out of them, and you'll be able to see. So when you go and you see this, and you say, oh, I don't know what to do with it. So basically, we cut out of this one particular piece here, I'll move these around here. We got these two rosettes, these flowers, right? And look how much, I mean, this is probably like 2 yards worth of knitted crochet. Look, you know how many flowers you can get? A lot. So this is my unfinished. I've been leaving this unfinished because I just have time to finish it. So if you have your snippet roll, right, you can add these right onto your snippet roll. Move this out of the way, right? You can add them right onto your snippet roll. How pretty is that? Right? So this is just spilling of the beans really here. I'm just showing you these are ideas because we are doing for the winter our Sit on the Couch series, and sit on the couch of crafts to make and sell. If you've been watching our series, you can sit on the couch. You could slow stitch these on. You could just do it like this one. I've just based stitched. I've sat on the couch and I just took some regular thread and I just put my pieces on here just to have it, just to get the snippet roll started. Because getting them, like I always say, just as long as you can get these started and you can just get them basted, get your fabrics on here, when you're ready, you'll have them. You could sew them. You could start putting your, you know, flowers and stuff on them. Okay, so these little flowers here, right? And these are also ones that you can use as embroidery templates. I showed you in my last video, I was telling you about how you can use these flowers as embroidery templates. You could just embroider around it, right? You put it on a hoop and just use your own colors, and now you have your own little patterns. You don't need to buy templates or patterns or waste your money. Just use what you have. Again, I know I keep saying use what you have, but use what you have, because that's the best way to do it. And these little beautiful flowers were from this large, very large piece. And look how many flowers you're going to be able to get. I mean, tons of these, right? And guess what? You can cut them out, cut these out, and you can even sell them if you decide you want to start selling, because this is part of our Crafts to Make and Sell series. You can just cut these out yourself and sell them. They're very, very popular. So, okay. We have these and these guys. Okay, so I had showed you the super pretty lace that I had gotten, the one with these little flowers, and this was in my previous video. Look at the detail in this lace. So what I did was, I said I wasn't going to cut it, but I did. So I fussy cut out these different pieces. I mean, you could see how this is the big leaf, and then I cut out the smaller leaf, if you could see them, right? I'll put them down, you could see them, right? And then I cut out the smaller leaves that are on here, and then yet another small little leaf. So what you don't even have to cut out this whole piece, because this little leaf was right from this, right? So those are just wonderful for if you were putting together a slow stitch kit, or if you are doing like a botanical theme type snippet roll, right? Just put it right on your roll. Like if you're doing one with birds or like a garden type theme. Okay, so I showed you this one here, this little petite lace in my previous video as well. And I showed you these little tiny flowers, right? These little roses that are on here. You could see them, right? Yes, we cut those out too. Yes, we did. I cut these out, and these little tiny little flowers, the tiny little pieces are going to be your friend, because you can add so many of them. I could probably cut out 1,000 of them from that one piece. They're little tiny flowers, and you can get a lot out of them, right? Okay, moving along here, let's see. Okay. For my previous video, I had shown you some other crocheted laces. This is from my first fabric haul. So what I did here was, these guys were in the center of this crocheted piece here, right? If you see these, I just fussy cut them out, right? So these are right from here, right? And these little guys here, these little round pieces, I didn't cut them all out because I wanted to show you, are from this as well, right? So if you saw this, you would say, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. You can cut them out. Cut them all out and use them for something, right? Okay, so we have that one. And these guys, I had shown you, this is from the first video. Cut these out. So you can put a pretty, you can put this onto your journal. I have a sample here for this journal. It's just one of these guys, and I put a little flower in here, but you can always add a pearl or a rhinestone. So, and you can get a ton of these also. Okay, so that one I have to keep track of what I was doing here. Okay, and then in my previous video I showed you this. These were little curtain ties. So I had cut this up, and now this is this, right? And again, this is a great little template, embroidery template for your embroidering, right? So cute. And we have that one. This one was for my first video. This must have been like a little accent table piece here, I don't know. And in the center was these little crocheted squares. Just, I mean, so pretty, right? And then we use them on the same journal. Yeah, this is the back of this journal. We just slow stitch it on there. So you have little accent pieces, you know, with your stuff, right? Okay. Now let's see. We have so much. Okay. I had showed you this. This isn't vintage. This was just from a crochet dress, but this was in one of our vintage our lace hauls. You see that pretty little flower is this, right? So now you're getting what I'm doing here, right? When you see something like this, envision what you can do with it now. So now you're going to say, oh wow, I could cut that out. And again, this fabric that's around it is very lightweight, and you could very easily snip, you know, all the way around it. I didn't do a great job because I was doing it real quick last night, but right? Okay. All right, so moving along here, what did I do? I cut, I had gotten this giant tablecloth. It's like a cream colored. And this is thick, a very thick, like crocheted tablecloth. And out of this tablecloth, I cut this piece. Right? This is a tablecloth. We just fussy cut out a piece from it. And when you saw this tablecloth, would you think fussy cutting and making, you know, using the pieces of it? No, you wouldn't, because this is kind of like a strange like pattern. But okay, so for this one, this is just this is not vintage, but this is just a regular shirt. So with this one here, I have this pretty flower, right? I got this. How awesome is that, right? Would you think, when you see the shirt, you'll say, oh, that's pretty. This comes out of this. And these are just gorgeous. These are like these are raised, like a 3D type fabric. You could see it. So that is that one. Let's see, we have these guys. Okay. I want to show you, I'll say that one for later. So I had showed you in the previous video that I had just done, this was the scalloped bottom of a very large, I'm not sure if it was a tablecloth or a curtain, probably a tablecloth. These little flowers, right? And I told you about the embroidery cheat, where you can cut these out. How pretty are these leaves if you want to cut them out and put them on an embroidery hoop? You know, fussy cut these out and use them as a template. How pretty would that be, right? You would just embroider all the way around it. See? So I'll show you here quick here. So these are 3 different versions of it. This is the flower that I had cut out from it. Seriously, how nice is that, right? Beautiful. This would be great on a bridal journal, or a keepsake journal, or any of that type, right? Something old journal you could make for a new bride. And this is the flower, let's see, with the entire you know, theme of the piece. So we've cut different versions of it, right? This one doesn't have the leaves, but it has the scroll that's on the outside here. And this one right here is just the flower. Come on, guys, tell me these aren't absolutely beautiful, right? Would you think of this when you bought an old tablecloth, of cutting this stuff out? And now being able to put this flower on an embroidery hoop, right? And use this as a template and embroider around it. I don't know if other people do it, but I do. I can't buy templates upon templates, because what happens is they sell templates in a package or in a book, and half the templates that they have in the book you don't even need. You're only looking for one. So now you bought a whole book of templates and patterns and stuff that you don't even need or you'll never use, and then whatever. Okay. Oh, this right here, these little round crocheted pieces, this was the entire piece. These were all just like, it looks like somebody was trying to embroider it, you know, and they didn't finish it or something, but this was all just like this. So I don't have a, you know, a big thing to show you, but these are awesome. These are just great. Perfect to add to your snippet rolls or whatever, right? Okay, so my most challenging one is, I'll show you right now. Okay, so this was an old shirt that I had purchased, right? So I started cutting this here, right? And what happens is when you cut this here, you're actually cutting into another flower because they're connected, right? Right here, if you were to cut around this like I did here. So when you cut this out, there's only 4, you know, petals to this little flower, right? So what I did was I cut out the 3 that were left from this, right? Since you're cutting into it anyway, and I wasn't really happy with the 4 petals. So what I did was I cut out the other 3, this one, and this one, and I had just sewn it together to make one full flower. Is that the right side? Yeah. Right? So this looks so much better than just a plain, you know, 4 petals. So I just sewn them together, and now I have a full flower, right? So that's the end of that. And I have some cute little pieces. I don't even know where they came from. Oh, this little tiny piece here. I remember I said in my previous video, I was never going to cut up my all-time favorite find, but I did. So at the end of this really beautiful cream lace, I guess this was a table runner, I took out one of these little flowers and got that. So I know I couldn't cut any more than that. I think that was my limit. So okay, yeah, so I showed you guys what came out of that. And in the previous video, I showed you guys these flowers from this old curtain, this lace curtain. and I showed you guys these flowers would be great to embroider around as a template, because especially these type of super thin lace curtains, it's like almost like a tulle fabric. Cut them out and then use them for your embroidery template. Just cut this out, fussy cut it out, and then pop it on an embroidery hoop. So that's it for our video today. Oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. I've been trying to do this forever. So I want to show you guys, somebody asked about, we try to answer everybody's question, how to print on fabric, right? So what I do here is I have these 4 pretty images that were on paper, and they were exactly like this. I just printed out these images on paper, and I printed these onto an 8.5 by 11 paper. So basically what I did was I took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I just used the glue stick, and I just glued all the way around, right? And then I just ran it right through, just like this, ran it right through the printer. And it is a laser jet printer. I don't know how the ink jets work, but now my paper images that I had are now on fabric, right? And I had to cut a piece out, but look how gorgeous they are, right? And doing it this way, so this is just 100% white cotton fabric. You can also use a lightweight muslin type fabric, but because these are black and white, I use the white. But if you are using other images, you know, if you were using a you know, colored pictures that you want, you might want to use like a cream or like an ivory type, you know, color fabric for your base. But I cut the fabric right out of you know, 8.5 by 11, and there you go. So a few people asked me how we do it, because we use the fabric, we use these fabrics for our snippet rolls. These are the ones, this is what we use for our snippet rolls. Not these large sizes, but these smaller ones we use. And these prints, if you like these prints, I had purchased a digital download on the store from Etsy. And the name of the company is Adamo Prints, A-D-A-M-O Prints. So that was just a quick thing that somebody had asked us to do. So that's it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all of your support. We are going to be doing a giveaway for the end of the month. And we are going to be giving away a journal signature. So please subscribe. That helps us out a lot. And let us know if you have other ideas, because we've been getting a lot of different ideas for videos. So thank you again so much for your support. We really appreciate it. And I'm going to be talking to you guys real soon, because we have lots and lots of stuff to do for our on the couch crafts. So thank you so much, and I will be talking to you soon. Thank you.